Welcome back, everybody. I am APH for everybody joining for the first time, and I hope you guys are having an amazing and safe day. So kind of getting going here, let's cover what we accomplished in the last episode, as we actually did quite a bit, as well as there was a little bit of a patch overnight, so we're going to cover what happened in that patch. First things first, we built a second forest farm. It was pretty good. It was a really good decision. We have wood on hand right now pretty much all the time. We built our school, and I believe we built this in between episodes, and we built our first cemetery, and we did have 2 deaths. It was a little bit sad and a little bit unexpected, but we did lose 2 of our older citizens to old age. Now thankfully we did lose them to old age and not to the cold and not to starving, so I'm a little bit happier about that. We finished 5 houses. I was hoping that we would get some more of these tents moved, but on the flip side, we did have some extra people. We're in the process of building a research institution, which we unlocked in the last episode, and that kind of brings us up to where we're at right now. And we've got a lot planned for this episode. As our population gets a little bit bigger, we have a little bit more to do. Now, 7 of our people are in school, and I'm thinking to just kind of get things moving. I don't intend on doing this again, but I'm going to go ahead and pause the school. That gives me 5 laborers, and that's going to allow us to replace the person in the forester. That's going to be pretty important, and then we can kind of get going, as we do need some houses. That's probably the first thing that we need, is just to kind of expand, and we'll do something about like this, where we just do 1 on the one side and 2 on the other. We want to get to a point where there are empty houses so that we can move some of those tents out. We do have a development point, so this is a good time to kind of go over the changes. And the first change is, well, quality of life is now up at the top. And our plan in the last episode was to grab the church upgrade, so we're going to go ahead and grab that while we're here. And as far as I can tell, because I've looked through here just to kind of judge and just kind of make it a little simpler, the nursing home itself is the only thing that I'm seeing that's new. I also think that this right here shows a little bit more descriptive, so that's possibly new as well. That's kind of a good thing. Our distillery is full. Let's go ahead and bring that up to 200, just so we get a little bit of extra on hand. We should do the same for the tailor. I'm thinking maybe 300 for the tailor. And then for the actual sawmill, let's go with 1,000. That will allow us to have a little bit on hand at any given time. We are early spring, we're month 3, and the Halloween event is over, so we're going to have to look at food kind of going forward. Let's grab these stone, these iron. And I did have a chance to figure out the order of which I highlight them is the order of which they'll grab them. So as I highlight them, I'm doing them in a very specific order. So we are getting a research institution done. And finally, in year 14, we finally got the herbalist seed, which is amazing. So no more of my walking around the map looking for herbs. The plus side is I now know what every single plant looks like, and that's kind of sad. But I also know that you can now cherry pick, where you just get one type of plant, and eventually you will get a seed for it, even without using a gatherer, which is pretty good. That is pretty good to know. And we finished our house right here, and June moved in. Welcome to your own house, June. You are a tailor for us. That's very nice. And we're about to get the research institution done. Now, this seems like it's going to be pretty important. I did have a look at the tech tree. The upgrade for the research institution is paper. And to get paper, we're going to need a better source of water, because these just will not cut it. So we won't be going that route. And the paper will also double to making it so that the schools are a little bit more efficient. Now, I did have a chance to figure out that it takes a total of 11 seasons for a student to go through, all the way from the beginning of school till the end. So they start at age 8, and they age, as far as I can tell, they age 1 year per season. So they take a little shy of 3 years to graduate. and paper allows them to graduate 100% faster. So instead of 11 years, the idea would be 11 seasons, that is, maybe 5 or 6 seasons, and that's pretty good. So in the next couple episodes, we will be V-line for paper as our population gets a little bit bigger. The other thing that we're going to be V-line for is we do want more seeds. And the majority of the seeds that we have, and this took me a while because they moved the button, the majority of the seeds that we have are like oats. You can get through, you can obtain them through trade, but you can also get them from actually gathering. And we're down to where a lot of the seeds that we have, I believe it's flax. Yeah, it can be obtained through trade or collecting in the wild. And so I've gone through them, and a lot of them are now where we're either getting them at the beginning of the game or we're getting them from trade. So we're kind of in a weird spot where in order to get more seeds, we now need to get into more trade, and we need to get coins in order to make that happen. So we're going to go with the grocer first. And then the trade building itself is called a ferry, and I'm suspecting it's going to go somewhere up in here with a water pump, whatever the water station is, the clean water, kind of right next to it. I guess it's called a reservoir, even though this is called clean water. That kind of is a little bit weird. Oh, wait, maybe there's 2 of them here, because this is clean water and it gives an actual unlock, and this is a reservoir, which also gives an unlock. And this requires clay and sand. This one also requires stone. I'm not sure if these are the same. Some of these icons have changed around a little bit. Let me take a look at the police station. See, this one right here just has just the police station and nothing else. So I think they've rearranged some of these a little bit to kind of represent. And I do like that it tells you that we don't have those. So you kind of know, hey, before you build it, to go ahead and try to unlock those. We had 2 more houses built, and we have Alexis. Welcome to your own house, Alexis. And Jennifer. Jennifer, welcome to your own house. So we have 3 young ladies who are living alone. And that means we need, I don't know, 4 more houses. We'll go with 2 for now because I do want I want the town hall. And I do want it because, I don't want it because of the fact that we've got immigrants coming. I want it because you can elect a town official. So that's going to be pretty solid going forward. Now we are month 9 and we are getting into the cold season. So before we have anybody freeze, I'm going to go ahead and cancel these off. And then in the spring, we'll go ahead and grab them again. And I don't think we've had anybody else die. Yeah, I only see 2 gravestones here. So we're okay for that. And something I noticed, now it is less now that the Halloween event is over, but you can see this one is producing 768. Where this one's producing 512. And that number represents the difference between somebody who's educated and somebody who's uneducated. So that's going to be pretty important going forward. So at least for this one, let's get it switched over to beans to kind of get our food back up. As I'm a little worried that in the next couple of years it's going to drop, and I'm not ready to put any more of the laborers into farmers yet, because I would like to keep a couple. And I know we want one to go into a grocer and one to go into a grocer, and my mind is slipping as to what else I want, as that's kind of going to be the route we go. And for the tailor, eventually we're going to want a second person here so we can manufacture faster. We're also going to want a second person in the blacksmith. Now, I think that part of the issue with these guys producing so little is the fact that they're currently not educated. But I believe because they're happy, they get a movement bonus. That's pretty good. That makes me a little bit happy. And what are we, month 11? Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good. I do wish that, I can't stress this enough, I am seeing mods come out, and I hope that a mod comes out to increase the speed a little bit quicker. And if it does, I will be picking that up. We have 3 injured workers. And let's take a look. We have Teresa, a laborer, has a ankle sprain. That's a bummer. We have Evelyn, a water fetcher, also a ankle sprain. That's also a bummer. And what is our last one? We have Leonard, who is also an ankle sprain. Man, these guys are not very careful. And I don't know if that has to do with shoes or not. So we might be prioritizing I believe it's you need the reeds in order to use the tailor to create them. So maybe in the next episode we'll be doing something like that. And we're out of our lumber here, and we have a house that is unoccupied. Okay, so let's move this person into that house so we can start getting rid of these tents. That's kind of what we wanted. We wanted a opportunity where we would be getting rid of tents this episode, and this is one tent down. So one-fourth of our goal. It looks like we are building our town hall as well as we used up all of our lumber. That's why we have no fuel. I got a little greedy with building. Let's go ahead and grab, I don't know, we'll grab this. It's month 1 of year 16. Yeah, we'll grab this a little bit, just enough to try to get just a little bit of fuel to get us to spring, so hopefully we don't have anybody die, as I see a couple of cold people walking around. Now, this house right here, when it gets disassembled, I think it's like 16 wood or something. That's a decent amount. And yeah, we're okay. I don't want these immigrants. We are still in the midst of a pandemic, as I probably have COVID and I'm on quarantine. I don't want any immigrants, because I can only imagine that whatever age this was in, they're in a worse medical situation than we are. And I believe I just got another development point. We did. All right. So I think it's under logistics. No, not under logistics. Maybe under trade. Now let's get the grocer. And we'll activate that. We won't be able to build it for a little while, but we're going to place it right here. It will be one of our 2 temporary workers, and we'll kind of go from there. We have enough tools, and it looks like this one's close to harvest. Yeah, let's upgrade this with the hose. Make it a little bit more efficient. Now, the end game is, in the next couple episodes, I do want to upgrade the standard fields into fertile fields. And when we do that, and we place the hose in there, we'll be able to get to a point where we can run 1 farmer on each field. Between the fact that the total technology, let's go over to the agricultural. So we'd need compost, fertile fields, and then farm efficiency, because this increases the sowing and harvesting speed. And that really plays into how many people are required, along with the hose increased efficiency. So that's kind of our long term over the next couple episodes is, first we want to get more tools. We want to get more tools so that we can upgrade our farm so we can use our people for other things. And that's kind of the route. We are harvesting this, and yeah, that's getting us some trees. That's actually really nice. Now we are month 4. Let's go ahead and grab this iron. We'll grab this iron. And maybe this iron. And then next year we'll grab all this stone. It seems like a super legit thing to do. I don't know that we need to grab any more plants or any more trees from over here. We might just do it just to keep the area around our house, or around our settlement, that is, clear and kind of looking nice. That way it doesn't look like we're in the middle of a forest, even though we are in the middle of a forest. And animals, man, I don't know what we want to do with animals in the future. I know that we want to expand out the alpaca farms to 8x17. And I'm thinking, let's do that after we get our town hall. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get a pasture right here. Let's start it down here, and we'll go with an 8x17. This will replace one of our pastures, and then we'll move them out. We'll close this down, and then from there, we'll kind of get going. Polly was replaced by Donald, died of old age. Rest in peace, Polly. And the worst thing about that is that was probably one of our trained workers that's probably getting replaced by somebody that's not trained. And we won't have trained workers for probably about another episode, as if it takes 3 years, wow, it's 111. That's crazy. If it takes 3 years to get people educated, it's going to take a little bit of time. Now, for iron, are they grabbing it? They are. They're just not getting it very fast, and we just lost somebody. I'm not sure where we lost them to. And we're just about to finish our town hall. This is actually going to be pretty good if our mayor is somebody worthwhile. So, agricultural proficiency +1, that could be good. Or all citizens stress -10. Let's go for agricultural proficiency. And what that will equate out to be is you're going to see a star here. So crop yields are +10% and pasture yields are +10%. That seems pretty solid. So we'll take that. And I don't think we can renew them, but we've got a little over 14 years to kind of work on it. And I think we need money in order to renew them. So we're probably going to lose them, and they're probably going to get replaced by somebody else, which is, that is what it is. And for what we're going to sell, I did have a look through here, and our dried animal dung is absolutely going through the roof, as well as our alpaca fur. So even though we're expanding this, we're going to be selling probably clothes and maybe the dried animal dung, unless we can get fertilization kind of up and going first. I don't know. Let me take a look at agricultural. So this just requires dried animal dung. It doesn't require water, so we might be able to make that happen in the next couple episodes. And did we just lose another person? No, we only have 3 tombstones, so Polly was the last one. And Donald is a laborer still, so that's a little weird that we don't show that we have somebody available. And I guess that's okay. That's actually a little bit scary to me. Now, trees are in really good shape. That makes me really happy. That's the first time in a long time that trees have been in a positive where we haven't had to worry about that. All right, we are month 8. Our iron is in okay shape. Our stone is in okay shape. Our water's getting a little low. Let's cancel. No, we'll wait on this. This just has a tiny bit left. We'll wait on it. We will wait. And there goes our temporary worker back, so that's good. And it looks like our builder is getting going on the actual pasture. That's actually amazing. And taking a look at our houses over here. Oh, we do have a young couple. And a young couple, and another young couple. This is good. We have some young couples, so we will be getting kind of a little bit of a baby boom, I guess you could say. Maybe we should place a road up this way. And I'm not sure how fast we want to expand, but I do want people out of the tents. And it looks like some of our oldest people are 89 and 85. And Carolina, you are a builder? What? All right, that's absolutely crazy. So our builder, our person who's making our town, is an 85-year-old woman. I can only imagine that she has a very deep, raspy voice. So my guess would be is she's walking around going, "Get out of my way. I've got this." And just like shoving people out of the way. We'll leave Donald there, and we're going to get rid of the other positions. And let's go ahead and move these ones. And then we'll close this off as soon as they get moved. Did I forget to? Yeah, I forgot to select that. So let's try this again. And now that they're moving, let's close that off. And we've got cold people over there. All right, it looks like they got the last of it, so we should be all right. I don't want to lose anybody to freezing. Let's destroy this. That's no longer necessary. And I don't know that we want to build anything else quite yet. I know we want more houses because we would like to give these guys a chance to get into a real house instead of a tent. And yeah, I guess we could. We'll do 2 more right here. Maybe we'll do 4 more. Yeah, we'll do 4 more. I don't want to get ahead of the fact that we've got people hitting that age where they're going to want them. And we don't have the notification right now, but that's kind of the thing. Wow, Jason and Corleen, an 18 and a 77-year-old. Okay, interesting. That's probably a mother and a son. As for them, they've got a young child. Again, this Lassie. They'll want a house in the next couple of years. This person probably wants a house. So we're probably going to lose a house to them. Carrie will want a house soon. Nobody in that one's going to want a house. And I think these ones are fairly well adult. Yeah, Helena will want a house. And probably this person's going to want one. Now, taking a look at the actual nursing home. So it supports 36 inhabitants. Must be built within the market area, which is kind of to be expected. And then senior citizens who are incapable of having children will voluntarily move in as long as there's enough space to ensure that, newborns can be born, which is pretty cool. That's kind of a neat function that they've added to the game. All right, so we do have immigrants. Let's refuse them so they move along. We want to keep any nastiness that they bring with them away. Now, Helena did nab up that first house. That's a little bit of a bummer. I want to get Carolina and Leonard into a new house, but I don't want to pause their house until the house is finished. So that is a thing, we don't want to kick people out in the cold when there's not a house ready for them. Our fuel is low, but our wood is really high. And that's actually a really good thing. We might need another wood chopper, or in the future, maybe as they get educated, that will be a thing. And bummer. We had somebody move in. Welcome to owning your own house. That's okay. We'll make do. Our iron and our stone is, it's on the edge. So we'll kind of go with that. And yeah, let's go ahead and build our grocer after those houses, because somewhere my guess would be around year 18. We got a new development point. That's actually pretty good. Somewhere around 18, we're going to have people starting to graduate. Not in there. There's a grocer. We'll put it right here. And then we'll plan on a research institution that is next door. And that will kind of get us a few more points. Now, for our development point, let's get the medical research so that we have a way to counter cholera. Yeah, that seems pretty legit. So there's 4 of them in total. We have cholera, measles. The next one, I believe, is in quality of life. It's airborne, which is, I believe, flu. And saliva-borne, this would be tuberculosis. So we've got a few of them. I want soap maybe in the next episode, as that will help our health go up a little bit. So we have a lot of things planned for the next couple episodes. As we've got a growing civilization. I'm really happy with where we're going. We haven't seen a cascade fail yet, and we are getting big though. We've gone up quite a bit this episode as we've expanded our houses. This makes me leery. Probably before the next episode, we'll build farms here, and maybe here. And we're going to pause them just so they're ready to go, because we've probably picked up 12 people so far. And hey, this one, that was a bummer. I was hoping we'd be able to move somebody over there. Let's pause this. Let's pause that. And we'll pause this one as soon as it finishes. That way nobody tries to get in there. And did we have somebody graduate? Because we now have another person up here. And if we had somebody graduate, that's actually really good. I thought that they would take a little bit longer. Yeah, we still have people going to school. I don't see where we had somebody graduate, so I'm going to have to take a look at that further on, as I don't know. Yeah, I know we placed those, so I don't know. I'm confuzzulated. These things happen, and we're about to finish our grocery, and we just lost that person. Okay. So maybe we had to, but they kind of do that thing where they don't show up and then show up. I guess that's okay. Did I fill in? Or did we lose somebody somewhere and they didn't actually replace? No. Okay, so that's all good. After we get our grocer, let's get 2 more houses up here. And we've got to be getting to an area where we're ready. Maybe we'll go 2 here as well. And then we should get some roads in. That seems like a good idea. Let's do a road there and a road here. Just a little bit of a speed boost, and we'll go up this way. Yeah, we'll go up quite a ways, and we'll go over that way. I couldn't ask for that to be any better. And we'll bring this up, kind of connecting it, and we'll bring this up, kind of connecting it. I don't know that this area needs it, but we will. And we'll do the same here. We'll bring this up and kind of just make it all square. Neat and dandy. Now, we almost have enough tools to get our next hoe, which would be good, and our grocer's done. Alright, so let's talk about the grocer real quick. So, there's kind of 2 options. So we're going to do rough clothes, and we're going to set it up so that there's a minimum of 100 in the warehouse. So that's what's required for survival. And then we're going to sell rounds of 50. And we can add that. And then what they'll do is they'll go get as much as they can, and then they'll sell it. So hopefully that kind of does some good. And taking a look, they're 13 apiece. That's pretty solid. So it's... I wish it showed over here how much things were. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that. And we'll wait on the animal dung until... Whew, 650 coins. That's a start. That is a start. We'll wait on the animal dung for a little bit, just to kind of see, as we do have a lot of it, because I haven't been turning it into fuel. The nice thing about that is our houses probably don't smell like alpaca dung anymore. And speaking of alpaca dung, this one's almost done. And when this one finishes, we do want to get another one. And we've got no wood at the moment, so we're not going to do that. We won't do it until our next harvest over here. And it looks like they're both about 50%. So it's going to be a little bit. So we're not going to do that. And maybe we should get these right here. Just kind of pull it together and just get us a little bit for the off season here so that we have some fuel. Because right now we do not have any fuel going into the winter. That's problematic. And yeah, I think we're coming up at the end of year 17. I think this is a good spot to call this episode. We'll probably come back around year 20. And the things that we'll probably be accomplishing in the meantime is we're going to be trying to get these houses moved out and possibly get another research institution. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining, and we will see you in the next episode.